and I don't have to be on video, you're probably getting my undivided attention when I'm driving my car. Because I'm not a sitting duck in my house for my kids to be like, hey, mom, hey, mom, can you get down the big snack bin? Mom, can you get me something out of the drawer? Mom, can you fill up my water bottle? Mom. Also, Wyatt recently figured out how to use the remote. So I had to hide that on a higher shelf. Because every time someone started talking, suddenly the volume on our living room TV was at 80. Do you know how loud 80 is? Oh my God. It straight up sounds like you are having the grand finale of Disney fireworks in your living room. It is insane. And that's what she's doing. And so I can't speak to other people in my house. It's very passive aggressive. It is honestly, it's so passive aggressive. And she doesn't say anything. She just turns it up. And she also knows that I'm going to take the remote. So she hides it next to her leg and turns it up and then just sort of looks at you like, did she notice that it's deafening so loud that you can't even hear your own thoughts? Did she notice yet? Yes, I noticed. Coming up in today's episode, I'm going to get honest about the only type of gift opening event I do enjoy. White elephants, and some of the funniest moments we had during the Eagles holiday party over the years. After that, I can't believe this is finally happening, and I'm getting to talk to her in person. I'm going to be joined by the lead actress from one of my all-time favorite TV shows, Zooey Deschanel. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. This was such a staple in my house. I really cannot emphasize enough that it was like a full family event. Like this was one of those shows that we could put on and no one in the house would argue. That's a big deal. Even Big Ed was sat. You see what I did there? Big Ed was sat for some New Girl. I could even get him to finish the theme song. Who's that girl? It's Jess. But first, Jason with an award. It was the Sports Achievement Award. He and Katie Ledecky were receiving it. I would just like to throw out there right off the jump. I was fangirling so hard on Katie Ledecky. I was not cool about it. I actually went up to her and said, I am such a huge fan. And then I immediately went into confession where I said to her, I have to admit, I have said that the one sport I don't want my kids to do is swimming. And she said, oh, I know. It is so, I understand that my husband was very, very good at his job. I understand that he is probably on the trajectory, and I'm saying probably because I am a superstitious individual. End up in the Hall of Fame. To be in the presence of someone who has 14 Olympic medals, I think. I was trying to play it cool. If I wasn't cool about it, Katie, I tried my very hardest. I will say the event raised $1.4 million to support maternal and infant health programs. Shout out to Marsha Dimes and all the incredible work they are doing. It was so great to be able to sit at this luncheon and hear about all of the families that were impacted by their work and the research and programs that they are funding. It is so important, obviously, as someone who has experienced loss myself, who has experienced 5 pregnancies. It is very much an important cause. And obviously, I am in full support of all of the work that they are doing. So I'm very grateful to have been able to sit there and learn more about it. Now, on a much lighter, much more ridiculous note about this event, there were also lots of clips going around of Jason and I dressed up for the occasion. And the real ones, no, I can't resist a comment section. So starting with this one, I love it how she's dressed like a normal person would dress for a big event. Guys, normal person got dressed for an event. But a majority of the comments were people shocked by how I look when I'm not wearing sweatpants for once. Someone's like, at Kylie Kelce, look at you with the flame emoji. Someone else said, my, don't you look good all dressed up. Guys, it's strategic, okay? If I wear sweatpants all the time, right? Then my baseline is dirtball, okay? That's great. That's my baseline. Then when I have to step it up a little bit, okay, when I wear hard pants or heels. And then you guys will be like, wait, what? Does she got it? Guys, sometimes I have to put on hard pants so that everyone doesn't keep asking, why did that fine ass slice of man, who are we kidding? That's not a slice. Why that fine ass whole dessert ass of a man pick that? Sometimes I got to remind you, when I want to, I can look a little put together, but you got to set the bar low. Because all that was like a blow dry. I don't know. That was a blow dry. Yep, that was a blow dry and a blazer. Easy. Honestly, fuck that. It's not for anybody else. It's for yourself. You gotta dress up every so often just to be like, oop, yep, you can still do it. There it is. There it is. You can still actually use the things in your makeup bag. There it is. You can still use a curling iron. There it is. And then promptly return back to dirtball. And that's it for Places Kylie Has Some Business, being brought to you by CVS Health. Next, let's move on over to Doomscroll of the Week, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. First up on Doomscroll, there's a viral clip from the other podcast going around that you guys keep asking me to comment on. So here we go. Queen Emma, the clip, please.
You claim that you and your wife haven't gotten in a fight in 10 years.
That's right.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying, Travis.
I'm just asking.
Shall we ask you the same questions?
Well, it's only been 2.5 years, and you're right. I haven't gotten in an argument.
I met this incredible woman that she's beautiful and smart and stands for all the most important things that I believe in the world. And I can't believe how lucky I am. So what am I going to fight about? Yeah, you can use that if you want.
I'm stealing it for sure.
We had a couple comments. I need at Kylie Kelce input with crying laughing faces. Someone said, Jason likes rage baiting Kylie too much. Notice how my husband was oddly quiet during this segment. He did ask a couple clarifying questions, but for the most part, his ass knew that he could not say that after almost 8 years married, we absolutely argue. Now, do we argue often? Not really, but we've definitely argued for sure. I'm wondering if they're trying to classify an argument as like an argument, right? Like almost like a yelling, like, to be fair, I'm not a yelling arguer. So the arguments in our house they're not a yelling situation. I just think that if you're married, you live together, specifically if you have children, I think it gets like you're potentially having some sleepless nights. You might have like varying degrees of patience with certain situations with your kids. Also, I do think it's important to figure out what the definition is of the argument. That's why I'm saying, like, is it a yelling? Or is it like a yelling thing that we're not going to argue? Is it like, is that different from bickering? You're telling me you don't bicker or argue? Or maybe you do bicker, but you don't argue. I'm very confused about this. To George Clooney's credit, I would not argue with them all either. Absolutely not. I would be right behind her like, yeah, get them. What she said. I'm with her. Whatever she says, we ride it on. If she wants to come on this podcast, you just come through, girl. She is far more professional than this. Seems unlikely, but the invite's there. Next up, I've already briefed you guys on the gold that is the comment section, and I just stumbled across a Hall of Fame worthy one on a recipe video with the caption, what my future kids are going to be getting when they ask for a snack. There was a kneading of the dough, okay? There was a resting of the dough. There was a forming of the dough. They mixed cream cheese, something or other, put a fresh cut fig on top. They drizzled some honey and some pistachios. What you gotta do when you see this kind of thing, run. Okay? You run, you sprint as fast as humanly possible. You go as fast as your little fingers will get you to that comment section, and you start scrolling. And let me tell you, This didn't disappoint, okay? Have you ever met a child before? It's one of the first comments, okay? My son wouldn't eat a bagel because, quote, the whole tastes weird, so good luck with that. Nope. Nope. You cut it the wrong way. Okay? This is on, don't you ever cut triangles when they wanted squares, okay? If you have witnessed a crash out by a toddler because you cut a food the wrong way, you are scarred for life. There's nothing that can you are literally making a new sandwich. It's not. And people who want to be like, wow, let them have a tantrum. They'll eat when they're hungry. Yeah, you're right. You know what? My ears have had enough. I'm probably going to make another sandwich. Guys, here's the deal. I do just think, that we're all, as parents, we're all just fighting the good fight. Okay. And here's the deal. If this woman has kids and her kids are patient enough to wait for the fig buns, power to you. My kids are all different types of eaters. Some days they like the pasta. Some days they don't. Some days it's the shape of the pasta that is incorrect. Some days it is the wrong kind of cheese. It's crazy when you feed your kids something, they're like, that's great. And they don't argue with you. Typically, they don't even say that's great. They just don't argue with you. I don't know if that's anyone else's situation. It's not that my kids are like, wow, mom, this is delicious. They just don't argue with you. And to me, that is like one of the sweetest, kindest feedbacks about a dinner presentation that I can receive. And our last video is one of the most heartwarming TikToks I've doomscrolled upon ever. And it's a cause near and dear to my heart. Queen Emma, the clip, please.
Come here. Nope, that wasn't embarrassing at all. Now that I think about it, I get rejected a lot. It's okay. Little bro flying by. Meanwhile, my goal is to get the kids to a space where they're independent of their parents, and their parents are in a space where they can actually enjoy the rest of the haircut time.
Come on, thank you. That's all I need. Fist bump. That's it. She's right there.
I love this so much. I love this so much. First of all, shout out to Vernon Jackson and the Gifted event in Cincinnati for all the incredible work that you're doing for neurodivergent kids. On the Gifted event homepage, it says, as a barber, I saw the need for a place where children with disabilities are supported during a haircut and an environment where parents or caregivers don't have to explain their child's behavior or apologize for something they may do or say. This is so important. This is so important to give families the space to do something that neurotypical families may take for granted. Obviously, if you take kids into a barbershop or to get a haircut, a neurotypical kid might be uncomfortable with clippers or have an outburst, or it's not something that might be happening on a regular basis. So any kid might take issue with this. But specifically the neurodivergent population, the sensory of it, the clippers touching your neck, the sound of it, the comb running through their hair, all of these things could be things that could trigger any type of sensory issue or honestly just be uncomfortable because it's unknown. It is so amazing that not only is Vernon taking it upon himself to create this safe space for these families, but he is also sharing it via social media to make sure that if you feel so inclined, you can donate, which is amazing. But the other thing is to show that he is using his tools to be able to interact with these kids in a way that is not only productive for them, but settling to their parents. So Vernon, thank you so much for making a safe space for these kids and their families. You can donate at thegiftedevent.com. NGL will be making a donation. We are so incredibly grateful to you and also for sharing what your strategies are and how you're using them so that maybe other people will feel inclined to offer this in their cities or near their homes. Next time I'm in Cincinnati, maybe I could stop by. Please. Just come for a visit real quick. That's it for Doomscroll of the Week, brought to you by Toyota. Zoe Deschanel is coming up, but first it's time to get even more honest, real ones. This is Can I Be Honest About White Elephants, brought to you by Amazon. Shop holiday deals now. Before Jason retired, we did a white elephant every year for our holiday party with the Eagles Wives. And this is the only time I truly enjoy opening gifts in front of people. I think because it's not intended for you. And also, it's a true surprise. You don't know who gave the gift. You don't put your name on the gift. You don't know who brought it. That's another fun aspect to it. Sometimes at the end, when all of the gifts are open, you can go around in a circle and try and guess who brought the gift that you ended up with, which is kind of fun. The most memorable gifts. I mean, my box of fucks was great. That was an Annie Elliott special. I ended up with a box of, my middle finger's missing. Oh no, it's right there. My middle finger candle was in the box of fucks. There was a Christmas ornament of an elf giving the middle finger. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck is also a book that was included in there. She's under here. You might be able to see her. Can you see her? She's under there. Squirrel's back. That's a full-blown squirrel, though. That's a hefty-ass squirrel. He's big boy. Look at him. He's trying to hide a nut right now. Okay. I will tell you that I brought the exact same gift every single year. Okay? And this is my sleeper gift for a white elephant. Specifically, one that is, you could do it if it's co-ed as well, but we were a room of women, so it translated very nicely. Almost every single year on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I would go online, find the best deals on some expensive ass sunglasses, and I would get sunglasses. One year I got like really nice ones that were like funky and cool, like sunglasses I would never personally wear because I'm just not cool enough. But they were these awesome like statement sunglasses, and I got those on hella sale. And then I brought them for the white elephant. Otherwise, I would buy ones on sale that I would personally wear. Because they were a little more like everyday sunglasses. And they always, I feel like people were excited to get them because don't we all just lose all of our sunglasses? There was one year that, someone brought, I don't even know what the bag is called, but it's a bag that collapses down. Someone will know in the comments. That collapses down and was just like a standard tote bag, but it was very nice and very low key. And I liked it. And I stole it, and then it got stolen from me. So what I did before I left was I looked it up and I ordered it myself so that I could still have it. Because that's on not being a purse person, but knowing when a bag was going to do what I needed it to do. Things that people, again, not necessarily a specific size, that a bunch of people would enjoy are great gifts. And one last white elephant pro tip here, real ones. If you have your own white elephant coming up, might I recommend a nice scroll on Amazon? They break down gifts into categories, which makes it super easy to find what you're looking for. You can also search for specific price points. Plus, you can pretty much find anything on Amazon and have it delivered right to your door. And let's be honest, if you forget and you're in a pinch, they probably got your back. That's it for Can I Be Honest? Brought to you by Amazon. Coming up, my conversation with Zoe Deschanel. Also, shout out to our NGL queens for decking out this festive set. You'll see what I mean. This episode is brought to you by Olipop. Before I go any further, I'm going to need to crack one of these right now. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh, crisp apple. Look at the Yeti. We love Yetis in our house. Now, as I was saying, the real ones know I always keep it real about parenting, and the holidays are always a particularly ridiculous time of year with 4 kids. And speaking of, if you listened to the last show, you know our deadbeat elf on the shelf is officially back. Yep, Emmy Nemmy is... She busy. Sometimes she's busy doing nothing. And sometimes she's busy decorating like a crazy person. We're not quite sure how she does it, but Wyatt calls it getting into mischief. And that's adorable. It's fun. We're having fun. And so is Olipop with their 18 flavors and adorable cans. Seriously, Look at that cute Yeti. Look at it. The special holiday Yeti cans also come in the vintage cola and ginger ale flavors. You guys already know I always embrace the chaos, but it helps to have a short, refreshing moment of calm with my favorite flavors of Olipop. And get this, you can get a free can of Olipop. Buy any 2 cans of Olipop in store and they'll pay you back for 1. Shop at Walmart, Target, Whole Foods, and thousands of other retailers near you. Sign up at drinkolipop.com/NGL. If you know just one thing about me, there's a very good chance it's that I have a lot of kids. Like, I still can't believe I have 4 tiny humans. 4. I surprise myself every time I say that. But having 4 kids plus a husband, a dog, all our extended family and friends means I have quite the holiday shopping list. And that's where Amazon comes in clutch. You can find pretty much anything for anyone right on Amazon. I do love to scroll Amazon like a good old doom scroll because you get suggestions on the homepage. Sometimes you're like, you know what? I did need that. Thank you for suggesting it. I also love how Amazon has so many different categories for gifts. If I'm trying to think of ideas, I've said this before, but my gift giving skills could use some improvement. Plus, you guys already know I love a good deal. And with Amazon's holiday deals, I've been way ahead of the game this year. Not only can you find anything for anyone on Amazon, you can also have it delivered right to your door, which is so nice to not have to pack the kids up and go out shopping. Head to Amazon.com and shop holiday deals now. If you didn't already know, I'm a serious germaphobe. That's a big understatement. My kids know they have to wash their hands immediately when they come through the door. Honestly, do not bring your school germs into this house. Ew. Ew. Luckily, CVS always has me covered with everything I need to keep my family healthy. And you know I'm constantly stocking up on hand sanitizer and disinfecting wipes right on the CVS Health app. The CVS Health app is
Kylie Kelce didn't hold back as she responded to her brother-in-law, Travis Kelce's claim that he and Taylor Swift had never argued, sharing her take on the matter during the December 11th episode of her Not Gonna Lie podcast. She jumped in with her signature honesty, pointing out that after 7 years of marriage to Jason Kelce, arguing is very much a reality in their household. The discussion kicked off after Travis, during a recent New Heights episode, confidently stated that he and Taylor Swift have never once gotten into a fight, a claim that quickly caught attention and made headlines. The episode featured George Clooney as a guest, adding a Hollywood twist to the family conversation as Jason and Travis quiz Clooney on his well-known quote about never having an argument in a decade of marriage with Amal Clooney. Clooney, smooth as ever, turned the question around, asking Travis if any fights had ever erupted between him and Taylor. Travis, with his trademark grin, replied, "It's only been 2.5 years, and you're right. I haven't gotten into an argument. Never once." After hearing this, fans of the show were quick to flood Kylie with requests for her reaction, and she didn't disappoint. On her own podcast, she called out Jason for staying suspiciously quiet during the segment, teasing that after nearly 8 years of marriage, he knew better than to claim a fight-free relationship. "Notice how my husband was oddly quiet during the segment." Kylie laughed. He did ask a couple of clarifying questions, but for the most part, his ass knew that he could not say that after almost 8 years married. "We absolutely argue." Kylie and Jason, who have their hands full with daughters Wyatt, 6, Elliot, 4, Bennett, 2, and baby Finn, just 8 months old, are no strangers to life's everyday chaos. Kylie clarified, though, that while arguments do happen, they aren't a constant storm cloud over their home. Now, do we argue often? Not really, but we've definitely argued for sure. She went on to playfully question what George Clooney's definition of argument even was, adding, "Like, to be fair, I'm not a yelling arguer, so the arguments in our house, they're not a yelling situation." Kylie painted a picture of what family life really looks like, especially with kids in the mix. Sleepless nights, patience wearing thin, and the inevitable moments where opinions clash. She wasn't buying the notion that disagreements magically disappear in celebrity marriages. "You're telling me you don't bicker or argue, or maybe you do bicker, but you don't argue? I'm very confused about this," she said, clearly amused by the idea that some couples never argue. Before moving on, she threw in a quick joke at Clooney's expense. To George Clooney's credit, I would not argue with Amal either. Absolutely not. I would be right behind her like, "Yeah, get them," what she said. I'm with her. Whatever she says, we ride at dawn. If you're enjoying these candid family stories, make sure to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes moments. The Kelce household, as Kylie describes it, is one where real-life moments unfold in all their messy, wonderful honesty. While the world might see glamorous snapshots of NFL Sundays, podcast banner, and even red carpet strolls, back at home it's about teamwork, compromise, and sometimes a little bit of bickering. Kylie doesn't shy away from sharing that life isn't always picture perfect, and that's what makes her story so relatable. She describes how even without shouting matches, disagreements bubble up, maybe over bedtime routines, who's handling which meltdown or who forgot to buy milk. Every couple, no matter how famous or seemingly harmonious, faces moments where patience is tested. The idea that some couples never argue, especially in the thick of parenting and partnership, is something Kylie finds more than a little hard to believe. Even Travis's claim that he and Taylor Swift have never had a spat prompted plenty of good-natured skepticism from Kylie, who's seen firsthand how family life really operates. She goes on to point out that marriage is all about navigating the ups and downs together, and that includes the occasional difference in opinion. While she's quick to note that she and Jason aren't constantly at odds, the reality is that sharing a life and a home filled with 4 energetic kids naturally comes with share of disagreements. Kylie's take is refreshingly real, punctuated by moments of humor and honesty that show she's not about to sugarcoat the ups and downs of married life.